loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner, and today I am bringing you 21 books that I must read and finish in 2021. So one of my goals for 2021 is to read more books off of my already existing TBR list that I have in the current books that I own and have. So what I have decided is that I'm going to make a video to maybe hold myself accountable to have 21 books that I'm telling myself that I really want to get accomplished and read in 2021. There are two books on this list that are not on my current shelves, but they're books that I really want to get to in 2021, so I am gonna add them to this list. But all the other books are definitely books that I own, and I'm telling myself that if I don't get to them, I need to definitely consider unhauling them. So book number one is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This is a great story from what I've heard, but emotionally draining. It is about a teacher and who had a relationship with a student that was very inappropriate, but she thought it was kind of almost like a love type relationship. And she, as an own adult now, we also get her perspective of it when someone asks her to testify against him, when another woman opens up about what happened, and she is conflicted because she still feels like this was a relationship that she had and it meant something. So I need to definitely be in the right headspace to read this book, but I am really excited, and I've heard a lot that it's a very well written story. All right, book number two is a story that definitely has some polarizing opinions on it, but I really want to read it because I feel like it has some elements that really interest me, and that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Marin. This is about a witch who has to marry a witch hunter for convenience. All I really know, but I do enjoy stories about witchcraft getting mingled with humans and marriage by convenience. So it sounds interesting, and I'm excited to read it. Book number three is a book that I have not had on my TBR for very long, so I definitely won't unhaul it, but I know I will 100% get to it this year. And this is Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. I wanted to get to this in 2020. Didn't happen. I got it for Christmas, and I'm super excited. I like that there's so much LGBTQIA+ rep in here, and I've heard great things. It's been on so many people's top books of the year, so I know that I will love this book. All right, book number four is a thriller, and it is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I have not read a Colleen Hoover book in a really long time, but I've been seeing this been circulating around, and it seems to be getting a lot of good feedback from it. So I'm excited to give Colleen Hoover a chance as an adult versus early 20s, young adult type ages, and I'm interested to see kind of how she takes it on as a thriller. All right, book number five is a number one book of a series that I would like to actually read the entire series this year, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This was originally got kind of me wanting to read this was from Amanda from Ginger Snapped Reads. She read the series and enjoyed it, and I know that there was a book that just came out recently by her that didn't have very good feedback, but I would like to read the series for my own. I don't know much about it because that's YA fantasy, and I do enjoy I'm really starting to enjoy fantasy, so I would like to kind of dive into the series this year. All right, book number six is The Bromance Club by Lyssa Kay Adams. It is a romance story, and that's legit all I know about it. I've heard a lot of great things. It's a trilogy. People love this story, and I want to dive into it. I've really got into romance in 2020, so I'm looking to kind of expand my repertoire and my collection of romance books, and I think this is a good place to start this year. Okay, book number seven is definitely a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time. I don't know why I haven't picked it up. Only book I've not read by this author, and that is Ruth Ware's The Death of Mrs. Westaway. And I've heard great things about it. A lot of people say that this is one of their top Ruth Ware books. Literally the only one I haven't read by her, so this is definitely needs to be read this year. All right, book number eight and number nine, I'll kind of put them together because they're part of a series, and I started this series in 2020. I didn't finish it, but it is Gemina and Obsidio. It goes with the Lumine files, and I would like to get both of these books done this year and finish off the series. I love the first one. I think why I didn't go right into the second one is because I know that it follows different characters, and I know it's still amazing, but I think that is why I haven't just dived right into it yet. But I would like to read this definitely this year and have this series completed. All right, book number 10 is another series. I would like to finish this series again in 2021, but the only one I have currently on my current TBR shelves is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Quang. I read The Poppy War. I finished it in December. Loved it, but I felt like I needed a little just breather from it because it's so emotional. And yeah, so I'm hoping to actually finish the series this year since the third book came out in 2021. I don't know really exactly which direction this book is going to take, but I can only imagine if it's as well as written and as good as the first one, that this one will be as good as well. All right, book number 11 is a book that has definitely taken the book world by storm in 2020, and that is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer Armentrout. I think I've been putting this off because it is such a long book, but people are saying that it's so good that you can like literally devour it in like just a couple days or less. All I know is it's an adult, I believe it's an adult fantasy romance, and I've really been liking fantasy romances lately, so I definitely want to give this one a try, especially now that I know there's a second book out, and I think the third book's coming out soon, or it may be already out. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm excited to dive into this one for this year. All right, book number 12 is a book that I've had on many TBRs, and it is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This book is the only Elizabeth Acevedo book I did not read in 2020, and this was a book that I really wanted to get to because I wanted all her backlist books read, and I didn't get to it. So I would like to get to this. I only know it's about a single mother who is younger, I believe, and she has a passion for cooking, which is really cool because I hate cooking. So I really want to read this one. All right, book number 13 is another thriller that I've had for quite some time. And this is Karen Slaughter, Pretty Girls. I know this is a very, and again, emotional book as well. Some people say it's kind of the same level of My Dark Vanessa, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it lately, and I've never read a Karen Slaughter book, and I actually have a couple of them on my TBR shelf. So I would like to start with this one and see how it goes. All right, book number 14 was another 2020 release that I just did not get to, and that is Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I actually have another Fredrik Backman book on my TBR that I've not read either, but I've heard so many good things about this book, and I want to read it. It was on a lot of people's top books of 2020, and I needed to read about this. And so it's about a group of people I'm pretty sure are stuck in a bank for like a bank robbery, and that's all I really know about it. But I do know that it's well written, and it can be parts of it are emotional, and I'm ready to read it, I think. All right, book number 15 is another chunker, and this is Middle Game by Shawnee Mcguire. I love Shawnee Mcguire's Wayward Children series, and I would like to give another one of her books a try. I've heard nothing but great things about Middle Game. I've had this for a while. I think I've been putting it off because, again, it's a huge book, but one of my goals for 2021 is to not be intimidated by big books and read more of them, so definitely I could reach two goals by reading these books and reading a big book in 2021 by reading Middle Game. All right, book number 16 is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I really started enjoying Grady Hendrix this past year, and I think this is like one of maybe the only books I haven't read by him. I've heard nothing but great things about this book, and I feel like I've been putting off reading it, and I don't really know why, but it's something that I really need to get to in 2021. All right, book number 17 is an author that I actually started reading in 2021, or at the end of 2020, and this is another book by Sarah J. Maas, and it is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. I am currently reading A Court of Thorns and Roses series, and I'm really liking it. I'm liking her series, and I've heard people nothing but great things about this book last year, and I've had this for a really long time, but I wanted to read the Agatar series first, and I just kind of been like not reading, and I don't know why, but I started it and I love it and I'm reading them, so I would like to get to this after I read that series this year. Book number 18, another book that I had high hopes of reading in 2020. Did I get to it? No. So let's get to it in 2021 because, again, I was on so many people's top books of 2020, and this is The Secret Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. I have never read a V.E. Schwab book before, so this will be my first this year. It's about a girl who made a pact with maybe the devil, that she would live forever, but the catch is as soon as the people walk away from her, they will never remember her. But then she is, I want to say current day, I'm not 100% sure, is at a bookstore in France, and she finds someone that actually knows her. So sounds really interesting, and I know that's kind of a slow at first. Many people say, but it gets better over time, and I'm excited to read it. All right, the next one is a book that's been out since 2018. I've had it on several TBRs. I've had it since 2018 and have not picked it up, and I've heard nothing but great things about this book, and it is The Silent Patient by Alex Macaldus? I'm not really sure. I apologize. But this is a thriller that I don't know why I have not read it yet. And it's about a wife that murders her husband and then doesn't talk afterwards. And this just sounds amazing. I heard the twists are fabulous and I just need to get to it really, really bad. Alright, books 20 and 21 are my books I don't physically have on my TBR, but I really am making it a point to get to them this year. They both were recommended to me by one of my very best friends here on BookTube, and that's Kristin from Kristin's Corner. The first book is The Great Alone by Kristin Hannah, and here's the book. I'll put on a picture on some end. I really don't know much about this. All I know is she said this book was life-changing. It was her number one book of 2020, and me and her share a lot of similar interests when it comes to books, and so I feel like this would be a really top book for me, and I really want to get to it in 2021. And book number 21 is The One by John Mars. This again was recommended by her, and I believe maybe Amanda from Ginger Snap Reads, which is one of my other besties here on BookTube. And this is about where in the future there is DNA matches are made, and that's determines who you're supposed to like be spending the rest of your life with. Sounds like a really interesting concept, and I'm totally down to read that. So again, 21 books I want to get done in 2021. Is it possible? I don't know, but we will reflect on that later in the year. If any of these books you think I should prioritize, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to buddy read any of these, let me know down in the comments below. Buddy reads definitely help motivate me as well to keep on track to reading books. So if you would like to take this journey with me, please press that subscribe button. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you never want to miss any of my content, press that notification button. If you want to be my friend on any other social media platforms, all the information is down below. And yeah, so stay kind, loves, and I'll see you next time. Bye! So pretty up from the minute that I met you.